All right, where are all my boozers at? Right? Where are my drinkers, man? It's okay. This is a safe space to have these conversations. If you're a boozer out there, raise your hand. I won't tell anybody. If you love boozy fragrances, this is going to be the video for you. Class is in session. Let's go. What's going on YouTube? My name is Darren. I'm the BowTie Fragrance Guy on this channel. We talk about fragrances, obviously. But I throw in some style tips and some fashion and some grooming tips as well. So if you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe, man. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well, so that way, anytime a new video gets uploaded, you'll get notified. On today's video, guys, we're going to be jumping into talking about boozy fragrances. Obviously, boozy fragrances are fragrances that have a boozy accord, whether it be from rum, cognac, brandy, or even, as we are going to find out, vodka. I'm going to talk to you guys about what I feel are the top 10 boozy fragrances in my collection. This is a genre that I really, really love and appreciate, so we're going to jump into it. I'll run the intro, and when we come back, the top 10 boozy, intoxicating fragrances in my collection. If you want to see what's on the list, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's go.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump into this video. Guys, I will try to link as many of these to the video as I can. I don't know if you guys noticed, as of late, I've been using the YouTube shopping. So when you see that pop up there, that in the corner, where you can click on the links, they're automatically kind of linked to the video. I think it says like products or something like that. You can click on that. I'll try to link these down below. Now, what I've done is these are kind of based on how much booze I detect in the fragrance. All right, so they may not necessarily be in the order in which I just, in a vacuum like the fragrance. Is more so how much booze I find in the fragrance. How boozy is the fragrance? I'll say it that way. All right, so in the 10th spot, this fragrance is from the brand of Nichane. It's an extrait de parfum. This is called Fan Your Flames. Fan Your Flames. And obviously you get rum here. That's the boozy accord. Tobacco, coconut, tonka bean, and oak moss. Now, this fragrance is blended very, very well. It's in the 10th spot. I love the fragrance, but if we're talking about ranking these as far as how much booze is in them, this is as much about the coconut, the tobacco, and the cedarwood as it is, and the oak moss as it is the booziness. So you get some booziness slightly in the beginning. It's not nearly as boozy as the other fragrances I'm going to talk about. Nonetheless, a phenomenal fragrance, especially for the cooler months of the year. So in the 10th spot for me is this fragrance right here. I absolutely love this stuff from Nichane. It's called Fan Your Flames. All right, guys, in the 9th spot, it's a fragrance from the brand called Scents of Woods. This is Plum and Cognac. And what you get here, of course, is a cognac, but you get nutmeg, tobacco, cinnamon, and vanilla. Beautiful boozy cognac accord in the opening of this fragrance. But this fragrance does have a lot of those sweeter, ambery vanilla touches to the fragrance that kind of, plays even fiddle with the boozy cognac. Nonetheless, absolutely love this stuff. It has a sweeter scent profile because of the vanillic amber accord in this fragrance, but it is definitely, as I said again, one of the best boozy fragrances in my collection. So for the cognac lovers out there like myself, this is a fragrance you got to get your nose on, man, if you haven't yet. It's a phenomenal scent from the brand of Scents of Woods. This is called Plum and Cognac. All right, guys, in the 8th spot, this fragrance comes from the brand of BowTie. This is Vodka on the Rocks. So this time we're looking at this accord that gives you this cooling sense of vodka on ice, but it's aldehydes, coriander, ambroxan, and sandalwood is some of the main notes. Now, I've heard Killian Hennessy himself talk about this fragrance, and what this is about is that accord of vodka. Now, when he talked about it, he said you can't really, of course, do a note of vodka because it's not a such thing. It doesn't really have a smell. All right. He said he could have easily did a fragrance that has gin because, as you know, juniper berries kind of has this kind of gin-like quality to it. But what he did was create an accord here with warm and cool spices and the aldehydes, which gives this sensation of maybe an alcoholic beverage like vodka cooling on ice. And that was mission accomplished here. That's exactly what this smells like when I put my nose to it. Absolutely brilliant. So the A spot goes to this fragrance from Killian, Vodka on the Rocks. All right, guys, the next fragrance comes from the brand of Amouage, and this is called Sunshine Man. This is so good. And what you get here with Sunshine Man is brandy, lavender, Immortelle, and tonka bean. This is one of the most unique fragrances in my collection. Nothing else I have smelled anything like Sunshine Man. I'm not saying that there's nothing out there, but I haven't smelled it yet. So you get this, again, this like orange brandy kind of accord here. And as I said, it starts to get sweet as well with these, like with the tonka bean in here, Immortelle, gives this very almost, I want to say almost a gourmand feel. So it's a really unique fragrance here. Those that smell Immortelle really know what I'm talking about. Because it almost smells like, Immortelle can almost smell like baked bread, if you will. And that's kind of sort of what you get in this fragrance. It is just very, very unique. Love this stuff. Again, like a boozy kind of orange brandy in this fragrance. Just phenomenal, man. Do yourself a favor and check this one out. It's definitely an experience from the brand of Amouage. This is Sunshine Man. Next up on the list, guys, we're going back to the house of by Killian. Of course, you know this had to be on here. Angel's Share. Angel's Share. Cognac, cinnamon, tonka bean, and praline. Really sweet fragrance. The booze in here from the cognac is really nice in the opening. But again, this is a really confectionery, very sweet fragrance. And that's why I was in the fifth spot. Obviously, you guys know how much I love Angel's Share. We were just doing this list based on what fragrances I like the most. This would have been a lot higher. And definitely Plum and Cognac would have been higher. But based on the amount of booze I detect here, it is definitely kind of, neutralized by how sweet this fragrance is with the tonka, the praline, and these other sweeter elements to this fragrance. But definitely, beautiful fragrance if you love cognac and booze in the opening of the fragrance from the brand of by Killian, Angel's Share. All right, guys, these next 5 fragrances are super boozy. I don't really recommend them. If you get pulled over, somebody might think that you are driving under the influence. That's how boozy these fragrances are, these next 5. Seriously, they are like boozy fragrances. And then the 5th spot, this fragrance comes from the brand of Amouage. Again, this is called Overture Man. Overture Man. What you get with this one, guys, is cognac, cumin, incense, and cinnamon is some of the main notes. Now there's some cumin here, so it does have a slightly kind of funky animalic touch to it, but that's Amouage. This is not one of those fragrances that is for everybody. I love it. Now, it may look like I haven't worn this that many times. I have worn it like 5 times, but I'm gonna tell you guys this. This is a 2 spray only fragrance for me. This thing is nuclear, and I know sometimes that particular descriptive word can be overused in the fragrance community when describing a fragrance that has longevity, but it is not here. It is bordering an understatement. This thing lasts forever. Seriously. I put 1 spray of this on the other night and the missus couldn't deal with it. I mean, it was just everywhere. She even said it seemingly got on her. That's how strong this stuff is. So I do 2 sprays, sometimes 1 with this. I've worn this out and about in the winter time like 5 times. It is super boozy. All right, you talk about a fragrance that is a good representation of what booze is supposed to honestly look and smell like. This is it right here with Overture Man. Beautiful boozy cognac in the opening of the fragrance. But like I said, definitely be easy on the trigger with this one. All right, but check it out if you like cognac. You'll love this stuff. This is called Overture Man. All right, guys, we're in the 4th spot. We're going with a fragrance that features a note of whiskey. And this is from the brand of Unique Luxury. This is called Kutai. This is Kutai. Now, what you get with this one, again, you're going to get whiskey in the opening, but this is also tobacco, amber, and something that gives it a very unique twist is the note of caramel. Now, I could have also put Beronda from Nasamato on here because they smell very similar, but this one is a better performer. Fragrances from Unique Luxury, of course, are straight to Parfum concentration, so this thing as well lasts a super long time when you wear it. So if you like fragrances that feature the boozy note of whiskey, this is one you gotta get your nose on. That caramel gives a nice kind of sweet undertone to this fragrance that I think is really needed and makes it unique. So in the 4th spot, guys, this is called Kutai. All right, now in the 3rd spot, we're going back to back with fragrances that feature the note of whiskey from the Tom Ford Private Blend Collection, Tobacco Oud. Tobacco Oud. Of course, what you get with this one is whiskey, cinnamon, tobacco, obviously, oud, and patchouli. Super boozy. Like I said, any of these fragrances I'm talking about now, just go. You can't OD on the trigger, man. Because I mean, you can if you want to. It's yours if you buy it, but I don't recommend it because they are so boozy, man. They are so boozy. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend wearing these to work. You know what I mean? I might get sent home for the rest of the day. But I love this stuff, man. This is one of my favorite private blend fragrances from Tom Ford, and I love a lot of those. This is just so good. It's so seductive, so mysterious, man. You know, it kind of has that aura about it. When you combine the booze of this with the tobacco, and of course I'm a huge patchouli lover, you get a beautiful patchouli on the dry down of this fragrance. This stuff is just what fragrances should be about, in my humble opinion. But anyway, love it. One of my favorite boozy fragrances in my collection from Tom Ford, Tobacco Oud. All right, guys, these last 2 fragrances on this list are honestly, easily, I know, in my top 20 fragrances in my entire collection. And they just so happen to have very prominent boozy accords in them. In the number 2 spot from the brand of Eau de Parfums, this is Creation E. Creation E from Eau de Parfums. And of course, you get cognac here, tobacco, benzoin, and black pepper. Like a lot of people have talked about when they've talked about this fragrance, I love the fact that this actually smells like cognac and Coca-Cola. So it kind of has that Coca-Cola accord. Now we have Mancera, Tonka Cola that kind of has a similarity to this fragrance as well. But guys, again, when you talk about boozy fragrances, this is kind of, I think in a lot of people's minds, probably one of the best ever created. And if that is a sentiment of a lot of people, I 100% agree with them. This is just next level. Everything about it is fantastic in my humble opinion. So the number 2 spot, deservedly so, goes to this one from the brand of Eau de Parfums. Again, this one is called Creation E. And then the number 1 spot, the fragrance, we're going back to the brand of By Killian, Straight to Heaven Extreme. Straight to Heaven Extreme. This is rum, cedar wood, dried fruits, and patchouli. I don't have words for this. This is crazy. This is insane how good this is. I'm done with this, man. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. This is crazy how good this is. Again, the original Straight to Heaven was really good. Some people complain about performance, so they really listened. They upped the rum in this fragrance, I mean like ×3, and really enhanced that cedar wood. Again, the patchouli and the dry down here to me, really green, slightly earthy in this fragrance, but it's just perfect. Guys, I cannot tell you how good this is. I'm not overselling the point here. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Jesus Christ. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today as I gave you 10 of the best boozy fragrances in my collection. What are some fragrances you guys have that have boozy accords that you think are really great as well? I would love to hear from you down in the comment section. Now, as always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and attention to these videos. I know you don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you're sharing these videos out to some other folks out there that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren. I'm the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side.